open up the champagne, pop. It's my house, come on, turn it up. Hear a knock on the door and the night begins. Cause we've done this before, so you come on in. Make yourself at my home, tell me where you've been.
So, our land is basically a concept. For now, our land is based in a nature reserve in Wangdong, in Kanchanaburi, in Thailand. The very core idea of our land is that we can live in peace with nature. We have a lot to learn from nature, and also we can benefit a lot from nature. And it's also our duty to conserve Mother Nature. Now, it doesn't mean that we live like an ancient life in which we live under candlelight or we go back into the Middle Ages. It just means that we have to integrate technology into nature conservation and our own survival, sustainability, in such a way that we are living a carbon zero life. Right? So one of the pillars of our land is nature conservation. One of the key problems here is the HEC, or the human-elephant conflict, because a high amount of wild elephants that come out of the sanctuary into farmers' lands. Now, one of our jobs at our land is to ensure that farmers can live in peace with the elephants. That's tough, but we try several methods. Now, one of the things we do is wild elephant tourism. So we bring tourists to see wild elephants, and the farmers get some money in the process. Now that's about changing mindset from negative to positive. Besides that, we're also into conserving the banteng. Banteng is wild cattle, endangered wild cattle, of only 500 of which are left in the wild. So it's very important to conserve them. The second pillar would be sustainability. Now, sustainability is key. So there we have a whole bunch of things that we have to look into our own lives. We're so used to pointing our finger at other people, saying that it's a corporation did something wrong or somebody else did something wrong. But we kind of forget that there's three fingers pointing back at us. So we have to look back at ourselves, and we focus on the three elements of sustainability. So here we have shelter construction. We make our own shelters, and we are building bamboo structures primarily. We're looking at growing our own kind of bamboo so that it's sustainable as well. Water management. Most of our water we get is from the rain over here, and we ensure that the complete process of water is managed. So even the water that's going out of the toilets is recycled for use in the organic farm. So which comes to the next part. So once water is conserved, you can also produce food out of that. And organic farming, of course, is the way to go. For so long, we've looked at Mother Earth as someone we can plunder at our will. And we've sprayed insecticide, we've done whatever we want to do just to get the kind of yield we want. But I think it's very important to turn back and look at organic farming and say, well, that's definitely the way we should be going, because it's respectful to Mother Nature and it's healthy for our own bodies as well. Besides that, we do have solar cells on the roof. Now, that's one of the most economical ways that we can produce electricity, not in this day and age because it's so cheap. And we're also looking at mini hydro or micro hydro as well. Right, and that'll take a little more time for building a mini dam in a place nearby and then producing electricity out of that. And the third pillar, of course, is education. We thought educating ourselves, most importantly, about the latest technology. So, for example, educating ourselves about drones, how to use drones for flying over areas so that we can map out areas and conserve it better. Right, technology of how to treat water. Right, technology about how to better use fuels for food production or whatever it is. Secondly, you have the villagers around us who aren't as fortunate enough to get that kind of information or education, so we have to pass that information to those around us. It's only when they learn that as well and they become part of that we can actually do this together as a team, as one big team. Then of course there's about all the people, all the volunteers that we get coming over, and that's a big thing too, having them come over, wanting to learn from us. And I guess we playfully love to say that we like to create our landians. So when we first got our land, we thought about a number of ways to get visitors in. We established a sustainable village in the middle. We were setting things up, and the nature reserve was set up already. We had created a perimeter. So of course the traditional way was to just drive in here, but then we said, hey, wait, but if you really want people to enjoy nature, enjoy the beauty of nature, it would be more important for them to come here walking, right? Another reason is the path, the way that you drive in there is a service entry into the Our Land Reserve, and that entry, that road is also used by wild elephants and deers that cross over that path. Now the more cars over there, the more vehicles over there, means that there's going to be lesser animals going that way. So we decided to give the priority to the animals, and so the decision was made to come into our land. You have to get dropped off about 15 minutes away from here, which takes an hour by water. So you jump into the water with a life jacket on and with our expert teams as well, and float down the water for 1 hour until you get to the Our Land Pier. And then it's a 15 to 20 minute walk through the jungle to eventually arrive at Our Land. And in the process, it's just beautiful, blending in with nature. And from what we have seen, people love this method of entry a lot more than just driving and getting there. All those who come to us, who come to learn about sustainability, we want them to learn about the whole process: nature conservation, sustainability, and eventually education, and then go create Our Land somewhere else. It doesn't have to be the same name, it doesn't have to be even related to us a bit anyway, but as long as they can use the core concepts somewhere else, that's just beautiful. So that would make the world a much happier and better place.